welcome back to On the Branch, where we're back from intermission.
Second floor of Nightmare School.
Yay! We are now full of chicken nuggets and grilled cheese.
Hurrah!
Right.
And we did a little bit of research during the break, and we found that, in fact, the Gray Children enemies that you are seeing in the school...
That is their official name. That is what they're called.
Yeah, they're called Gray Children. They are unique to the North American release of the game.
Motherfucker.
Because in both Japan and Europe, they were censored and replaced with a monster called the Mumbler, which is a monster that you'll find later in the game. In fact, there might be a couple Mumblers later in the school level. I don't remember for sure.
Like as a, for goofs.
How did he get on that side?
He's just that tricky.
He's a sneaky devil.
He just wants to fuck with your radio.
Okay.
And that would be why.
He just wants to trigger your radio
Lots
the whole
of
time.
gates. They're just trying to force you to go into the classrooms, so they can show you all their cool little horror.
They're
sequences.
pictures.
Yeah.
The horror pictures.
Yes, indeed. So you can talk on the phone.
Shit.
Just don't even look in the room. Just go in guns blazing, Jamie. How many shots does she get per clip of the gun?
I think there's actually a bug in the first Silent Hill where the character never actually needs to reload the gun. So even though there is an option in the inventory to do that, I don't think they ever put in an animation where the character has to stop and reload. So you can literally just keep firing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you still will eventually run out of bullets, though.
Oh, yeah, you run out of bullets, and then it's just like click, 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 and nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think there was a reload animation, so...
Because it said things like, oh, it has a clip of, like, 15.
Correct.
Okay, what's my health
And I'm trying to figure out,
Yellow,
is each one of the bullet, like, boxes that she picks up, is that a clip's worth, or...
Give or take. On easy mode, it might be more, which is probably why she has so many bullets. I mean, she's got something like 150 or 200 bullets right now.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was wondering, I was just like, man.
But yeah, I don't think there was a reloading animation in the first
What's the creepy chiming?
That's not chiming, Jamie. That's someone bashing their head against the piano.
That is Akira Yamaoka being spooky.
Spooky. But yeah, sorry about the last episode, though. I started to just, like, die out and just, like, just tired.
Yeah.
It was catching up to me. I needed food in me.
So did Jamie. But now we are fed.
And now the hope is that the food does not come out of Jamie when she
Bam,
gets scared.
motherfucker!
That is the hope.
Yep, she seems to be getting more confident.
Hooray.
She's like, fuck you, you die.
Until all the enemies evolve
Okay,
and go crazy.
look, he's pulling in a grate!
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
That's how blood works.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you know that you could pull out blood onto a grate?
Now where am I going? I'm
going to the music room to shoot whoever's bashing their head against the keyboard. I mean, that's what I would do, right? Sure there were cockroaches and not, like, crickets?
No idea what they were, but they're dead now.
They're giant bugs, I mean...
Of some kind.
Okay.
Also, I'm curious, is it explained exactly, like later in the game, like, so don't feel like spoilering or anything, what the whole nightmare, like, realm is?
Oh.
Like...
Lovely.
Well, we kind of, talked about that a little bit when she was wandering around
Oh,
the
it's
town.
like the dream thing, like...
Yeah, it's the... Again, the town has the power... it's unclear whether or not this is a conscious power or, just some sort of incidental thing to manifest people's dreams and nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. This is a physical manifestation of somebody's nightmare.
Oh, please be another cat.
It's an exploded cat.
I I see a red locker, and I really wish I hadn't. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
I had a feeling something was coming.
And I think in one of the first couple episodes, I talked about stuff like this. I said that one of the things that this game is very good at doing is deferring
Misdirecting.
the release. Yes, misdirecting you and deferring release. So in Resident Evil, you've got like the dogs just jumping out the window and stuff like that. It happens very suddenly.
It's very much jump scary.
For jump scares. In Silent Hill, they would set up for a jump scare, make you expect a jump scare, and then it wouldn't happen. So that tension just keeps building and building and building, and then they hit you with the jump scare from an unexpected direction. Just like that. I mean, that happened very quickly. It was a very sudden thing, but that's like kind of a vertical slice encapsulation of just larger design.
Just enough
philosophies.
of deception.
Right. And if you remember, that's a callback to an episode or two ago where she was in the locker room and the cat jumped out and then got eaten by some monster
by a gray
or something
child.
off camera. Well, not necessarily by the gray child, because remember, we now have allusions to there being some sort of monster lurking that we maybe haven't seen yet.
I mean, I just assumed it was a gray child because when we left the room, it was there.
Well, yeah, true. But it didn't sound anything like a gray child, and we haven't seen the gray children eating cats, so...
I mean, we haven't seen them eating anything, so...
Well, true.
Okay, can you not have a shitty camera angle, please?
The camera's fidgety, especially indoors.
Curb stomp.
In the balls. It's very cathartic, isn't it, Jamie?
Huh?
Kicking them like that. It's very cathartic, isn't it? Feels good.
Thank you. Made me feel better. I'm still doing okay on ammo.
Yeah, she's...
Just okay.
Still hanging in there.
Well, and not only that, but now you've got shotgun ammo, too.
Yeah, but until they build up...
Yes, she's going to wait until she has 400 of those before she starts using the shotgun.
Because when you shoot a shotgun, you use like 4 bullets because it spreads.
Yeah, exactly. That's how shotguns work. Well, it's a double barrel, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be at least 2
use
bullets
2,
per
yeah.
shot. Of course, right? That makes sense.
Which makes me wonder, do people actually make like quad barrel shotguns and crap like that? Or
I don't know.
like
I've seen them at like Ren fairs.
Go like full ham and go crazy, like 12 barrel shotgun. And, like it just makes me wonder, like, what's the most ridiculous shotgun like on the market?
Well, actually yes. I took a trip to Europe earlier this summer, and I do remember seeing like I think a 5-barreled shotgun in a museum.
What would you use that
in
for?
Europe. I don't know. Like, it was also ornately decorated, so I think it was more of just like a
decoration show.
A decorative piece. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I do remember seeing like something like it had like a barrel in the middle, and then had like 4 or 5 barrels around it. So it was like a 5 or 6 barreled shotgun. It might have been like a blunderbuss or something. Like, I don't, not like a modern shotgun.
I was gonna say, blunderbuss is still a shotgun, though.
Because it was right. Because it was something from like the 17 or 1800s, right? So it wasn't like a modern day shotgun. It was like a more of a blunderbuss kind of thing. So yes, so stuff like those have existed. I don't know that they're used for anything.
I mean, clearly, most obviously, you would use it for killing something that you really didn't want alive.
Yeah, yes, it's a fly swatter.
It's the ultimate fly swatter.
Die, fly, die.
I need to hit the fly from 17 different angles just to make sure I get it.
So we'll see if Jamie figures out what exactly it is that she's supposed to do here.
She used a knife?
That you'd think that would work, right? I mean, in real life, that's what you would do.
Because, I mean...
You shoot it with the 5-barrel shotgun.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it's for. You use the 5-barrel.
Then it'll go down the shaft.
Old trusty Quinty.
Yeah, so
more ammo.
No, that's a heart.
Oh.
Yeah, this is adventure game logic. You can't just shove the steel pipe down the hole. You've got to use water. And then he turns it off because we're in a drought.
We're in a drought. We can't just let it run.
Yeah, the other world is in a drought. Before I plug that up,
I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything on this side.
Use the ball to plug the one hole.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured. I'm sure she'll get it. So.
I mean, like, was the concept for this just terror puzzle game?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Well, the concept was, hey, Capcom made this game called Resident Evil that was very successful. People seem to like this horror game thing. Konami was like, let's make one of our own.
Let's take a stab at it.
And then I think what happened, I don't know the exact details, but I think I've read that what happened was Konami kind of lost faith in the project because the team had never made horror games before. Right, they were all new to this sort of thing. So Konami wasn't happy because it wasn't like Resident Evil enough. So they lost faith in the project and kind of just, instead of abandoning it though, they just kind of let the team. They're like, fine, whatever, do whatever you want. And so the team decided to take it in a more abstract direction than Resident Evil was known for, and we ended up with Silent Hill, which I do love the original Resident Evil games, but I personally think that Silent Hill is far superior and far more frightening of a game.
At least up until the fourth one.
I like the fourth Silent Hill. It's the weakest of the games that were made by the original team, but I still think it is good. It's not as good as
Well, I meant that as to say, like, you said after 4, they're, like, not really good.
4 was kind of where the series starts to go downhill.
Lab equipment.
Down the Silent Hill?
Yes, and 4 was certainly not as scary as the first 3 were. But it's... And I have a full review of Silent Hill 4, a retro review on my blog. We'll link to it in the description. For more of my thoughts on that. But basically, it's Silent Hill 4 was very effective at kind of unsettling the player in like
just
ways
sheer grotesqueness.
Not in grotesqueness, no. In fact, quite the opposite. Silent Hill 3 in particular was very grotesque and very visceral. Silent Hill 4, however, played with like new concepts in the series. It played with ideas of loneliness and isolation, and probably the most successful, the creepy mechanic in the game is the concept of voyeurism. So it's got a very Alfred Hitchcockian feel to it, where you're trapped in your apartment room, and you can't communicate with anyone outside, but you have like a window, and you look out the window at other people in the apartment building, and you can look out your peephole, and there's also a hole in your wall that you look through, and you can see into your next door neighbor's bedroom, right? And you can spy on her in between, going out and doing levels. So, and the game like encourages you. It encourages you to do these things and makes you start to feel like you're like a creepy peeping Tom.
Right.
Kind of weirdo. But, like, in your case, you're doing it because, like, you have to do it, right? Because the
or
game,
you feel like you have to do it.
No, you actually literally have to do it, because in some instances, like, puzzle solutions require you to, like, look out the window at, like, a billboard or something. And, like, there's parts of looking out the peephole and listening to conversations that people have outside informs bits of the story. Like, it tells you a little bit about what's going on, outside of your little room. So it is very important for you to do these things, but at the same time, it feels dirty and icky and wrong to be staring at your next door neighbor while she's sitting in her bedroom watching TV.
Right.
And in fact, on at least one occasion, she's like, changing, getting ready to go to a party. The game doesn't show anything.
Right.
It's not that...
Like, it's one of those things that tells you, like, oh, she's getting undressed, or...
Yeah, like, she's, like, just off off camera or something, right? And, you know, you feel like you probably
uneasy.
shouldn't be doing this, but at the same time, you feel like, oh, what if there's something important?
Yeah.
What if she's got, I don't know, what if there's a tattoo on her butt with with
the secret code?
With the, you know, you don't know.
Ooh, is this a puzzle? I remember you mentioned about that text. This is the puzzle text.
That's giving me a hint on how to kill. Probably whatever I'm about to fight.
A giant lizard.
So clearly she has to go find the bow and arrow now, right?
Yep.
I really, 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 really wish there was a save point.
I'm sure there's one coming up.
You always know where one is.
One of the things, because we mentioned we were going to link to that blog in the description, there's one thing that kind of annoys me about the way that YouTube is set up right now. They have these things, I'm sure you've seen them in some videos, like the cards that like can pop up in the top right.
Yeah, or anywhere on the screen.
Last time when you and Enic and John were playing Rogue Leader, I wanted to do that and implement that into, you know, because it's a lot better way to link something, especially because at the time you're calling attention to, hey, here's this link.
Yeah, does it not work?
Because your website is not basically an affiliated website with the channel, or like basically because I haven't said I own this website, I can't link to it like that.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know they had such restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, they might have changed it like since I tried it last, so I'll check it again.
We can maybe talk about that off the air and see if there's some way where I can associate it with the channel. And
because I have the channel associated to a website that I made, and that's how we actually have the rights to the name. Like if you go to youtube.com/onthebranchgaminglp. But I think you can only be associated to one website.
I did not realize there was a restriction like that, because I've seen other people making videos with links in those little, thought bubbles.
Making sure.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if maybe I'm just like doing it wrong, or...
I don't know. YouTube is weird and frustrating. It might be that maybe you have to just put it in as raw text. Maybe you can't make it a hyperlink.
Boy.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go and look at one of the people that I know does it. But... yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, is Jamie gonna have to go into the boiler room to get that key?
Yes, that works.
She should have a key.
Well, I mean the one that was like hanging from the rope.
Boiler room? Oh, you mean the thing that was stuck in the drain?
Yeah, the one that was on the roof.
No, that's not in the boiler room. We'll see if she finds it.
How do I get in there? Do I not?
Was it supposed to be in the library? Because that's where the roof is. Or at least that's where the roof is above, unless it's in that classroom.
Jamie, just for the sake of expediency, you have to find where that key went down the drain.
That's what I was trying to do. I checked the chemistry lab and the lab equipment room and the library reserve.
Well, it went down a storm drain. A storm drain wouldn't drain into a room. Where would a storm drain drain to?
Oh, I have to go to the first floor.
It drained into the storm. Got it.
Into the storm. That's right.
How do I get back downstairs?
Gotta go up, down, and all around.
Through the bathroom, apparently.
Yeah, I have to go. I have to go
left, northwest corner.
I have to go to the stairwell.
Yep. Or the bathrooms. The magic teleporting bathrooms.
I promise I'm not trying to make this as long as possible.
Absolutely not.
But we're going to hopefully be able to get through this level in this episode.
I mean, if we have to go a little long, we go a little long.
Yes, fair warning, this might be an extra long episode if we do get lost and it takes us a while.
I mean, as everyone mouses over the bottom of the video now and checks how long is left.
No, they can't do that.
No,
no,
they can't check.
That's like time travel. You can't do that.
It's not allowed.
No.
Hit the drain.
That'd be like some weird time travel episode in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, those have been funky.
So speaking of Star Trek, we have a new Star Trek television series on now.
Oh, did that actually finally start?
Yeah, I don't suppose any of you watched it, did you?
I haven't gotten to watching it yet, just because it's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Edit, record.
I watched the first episode.
How was it?
But I just want to say, for the sake of fairness, because last time when I was on and we were playing Rogue Leader?
Yeah, Rogue Leader.
Right, not Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader. I think I talked about, my complaints with the recent Star Wars movies, like not having a proper sense of scale to them and like not respecting the sheer distances
right
of a universe. And in the blog that I had linked there, I did make a point of saying, oh, by the way, I hate when Star Trek does this too.
Did they do that?
Yeah, basically, the spoiler alert, the Klingons light a magic space flare, and like in 2 minutes, like every Klingon ship in the entire galaxy warps to that spot right away.
Should we let Jamie go? No, she should probably go to the courtyard.
Yeah. I think we probably should. Jamie, you need to go outside.
I know. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in this room.
Oh, okay. Nope, just lots of creepy scenery.
Still more of the same dolls that have been there.
Creepy scenery. So yes, case in point, I get pissed off when Star Trek makes stupid mistakes like that too, and Star Trek Discovery's premiere episode made one of those stupid, annoying mistakes where there's absolutely no respect for the distances and times that it should take.
I mean,
to
I'll have to see the episode for myself, but did it like actually do that? Like they said, like this is every single ship from around the galaxy.
No, it's like the head of every house of every because the Klingon Empire is split up into like different like houses,
like families. And
like families.
Kind of like the mob,
like feudal, or like a feudal, Japanese kind of thing. But yeah, the mob would also be an apt example. But yeah, so the bad guy Klingons in the episode light some giant space flare, and supposedly the heads of every major Klingon house just show up, like, immediately.
I mean...
From wherever the heck in the galaxy they were.
Because, I mean, at least for, like, argument, like, could you at least maybe say, oh, well, they knew that something could potentially have happened, so they were nearby just in case, or...
Yeah, you can make ad hoc rationalizations like that, but then there was also a scene where the captain who's of the ship that's exploring on the frontier of Federation space has, communications with the hologram of, like a fleet admiral on Earth in real time. So even if you want to give the show the benefit of the doubt and say that all of the Klingon and Federation ships that just warped in all of a sudden were nearby, it still is ignoring the distance for communication. Because in the original series and again, the other Star Trek series were not consistent about this.
So glad I'm locking this door.
You had to send it subspace.
But in the original Star Trek, series, there were incidents where the Enterprise would have to send a message to Starfleet Command, and they would have to wait to get a response. In fact, I think it happened in Balance of Terror, where they had to tell Starfleet that, they're pursuing a Romulan ship into the neutral zone, right? But they're not going to get an answer back, so they have to just do it.
Yeah.
Right, even though it may start...
Basically just send them a message saying, this is what we're doing because X, and...
Right, so that...
we hope that this is what you want.
Right, exactly, because crossing into the neutral zone by either party is an act of war. Right, so if the Romulans catch a Federation ship on the Romulan side of the neutral zone, it could be grounds for starting an interstellar war.
I mean, and I've always found that a little bit funny, because it's just like, if you're not supposed to be in the neutral zone, how do you catch someone in the neutral zone? By being in the neutral zone.
Yeah, well, you'd have to prove that they were on the wrong side of the neutral zone first, and in this case, the Romulan ship had the ability to cloak. So, proving that was a little difficult. Whereas the Enterprise
Christ, those
can't cloak.
Chairs coming into view, man.
Like, it feels kind of cheaty, like, for the Romulan side, right? Like, that they've been able to develop this cloaking technology, and the Klingons apparently have it too.
Oh,
and it's never like divulged to the Federation.
It eventually is. But actually,
at least in anything that I've watched so far.
In Star Trek lore, oh, that's right, you are watching Star Trek, aren't
I
you?
just got to the start of, I think, season 6.
I really need to save.
Okay, so yeah, we'll play Silent Hill and nerd out about Star Trek. So, in Star Trek lore, I think they established that after the Romulans invented cloaking technologies, they traded it with the Klingons. Because the Romulans initially didn't have warp technology. So they were limited to sublight travel, which is kind of not very realistic.
Suboptimal.
Yeah. And so they exchanged cloaking technology with the Klingons for warp technology.
Right.
And after that happened, the Romulans, the Federation, and the Klingons all signed a treaty saying that there would be no further development of cloaking technology. So the Federation basically banned itself.
Waived their right of being able to get it.
And the exception to that is in Deep Space Nine, they build a ship that's specifically intended for fighting the Borg, and they get special permission from the Romulan Empire to install a cloaking device on at least the prototype ship. And in fact, you might have even seen, there might have been an episode of The Next Generation where you found an experimental
it was on the Romulan side. They were doing some weird...
Okay, so you haven't seen the episode about Riker's old ship, the Pegasus, yet?
No, not that I remember. Okay. 'Cause it was an episode where Geordi and...
Oh, yes, there are
I can't remember her name. She's the one, the Helm lady that's in episodes occasionally. Now that Will Wheaton's out.
Ro, Larry.
Yeah, Ro, where Geordi and Ro get phased.
Okay. Oh god, yeah, the episode that's on TV all the time that gives a bad name to Star Trek.
I mean, I don't think it was that bad of an episode.
No, but it's one of those stupid episodes that's very easy to make fun of because, they can walk through walls but they don't fall through the floor.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, and they can still occasionally touch things.
Yeah, but only certain things when it's important.
And they can breathe and they can hear, even though all of these things are should be phasing right through them too. All right, Jamie, if you haven't already, I highly recommend saving.
I need to go back and save.
Yeah,
I highly recommend
go
saving.
do that.
Okay.
I like how about 4 or 5 minutes ago Jamie said, I need to save. She unlocked the door that would let her go to save and went the other way.
I didn't want to have to tell her to do that because
I just thought it was funny. She was like, I should go save. Unlock door. Okay, go the other way.
I know. I thought she would do it on her own.
No, well,
I think you can go through
I
that
don't
door
remember
now.
where the other save is.
It's in the infirmary.
It's in the infirmary.
Okay, so there is just the one.
Right, but you can get to it now. You can unlock the door. On
Yeah,
the first
in
floor,
fact, you unlocked the door.
No, I unlocked this door on the second floor.
Well, go back. Is this the second floor or the first floor?
Yes.
Go back down to the first floor.
It's gated off.
No, go ahead. Go back down to the first floor. I guarantee you this will work.
I guarantee you're wrong.
All right. Well, we've got two. We've got right there. See that to your right.
Oh. I didn't unlock that before. I didn't know it was a door.
Okay, maybe it was on the second floor, whatever. But still.
No, this is the first floor.
I know, but the door that I saw her unlock was on the second floor.
Yeah.
So
there is a save point. Will you use it?
Never.
12 saves. 4.5 hours already. Wow.
Yep, and we've somehow managed to turn the flashlight off.
She probably just double tapped circle when she was... Circle is the, I think,
flashlight button.
And honestly, the flashlight's never off.
Or there's no reason to have it off,
Right.
you mean?
I think Silent Hill 2, tries to tell you that the monsters are attracted to light. Implying that, maybe there's some times where you're supposed to turn the flashlight off so the monsters don't chase you, but you never, ever, ever need to turn the flashlight off.
I mean, I don't know if they've ever done this in a Silent Hill game. It would be cool if there was a puzzle that you could only solve with the flashlight off.
Well, yeah, there actually are a couple puzzles that require turning the flashlight off or on in order to solve them.
Or
but,
even...
I mean, that could, but again, that's something that could, very easily just be a contextual action that you perform.
I have 3 of those, 4 of those, and 1 of those.
Even...
and a shotgun.
If there was a puzzle that made you have to do like Morse code with a flashlight, like signal for SOS.
I'm just gonna equip that just in case.
Yeah, that could be
a little bit better than the handgun.
That could have made for an interesting puzzle.
Now, which do you choose, left or right?
Trick question. They're both death.
Well, you have to pick one, so choose your death.
Heroes always choose the right.
That's why they've trapped the right one. Stop turning the valve, but I haven't even started.
Okay.
So maybe you should try the other valve and see what happens.
Yeah. I want to look at these up close.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get a better look at them, except for when they're turning. Limits of the hardware and such.
Oh. Well then.
The other valve works. You're probably just not standing on the right pixel.
You probably found the one pixel that it doesn't.
Right. And you do need to turn both valves to solve this.
For a second, I thought she was about to prove you wrong.
That would have been funny, as I was saying it. I guarantee it.
It turns them 2 different ways.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that one, but whatever. Okay.
I think you actually almost have it.
I don't...
Because basically you have to look at it right and realize that it's 3-pronged.
No, I get that one side is naked.
Well, yeah, one side is naked on each of them. So it's just a matter of figuring out... remembering which way each valve turns them and... You know how to puzzle solve. You can do it.
And even if you don't know how to solve it, eventually you're just going to brute force your way into the solution.
Because that's how puzzles work sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah.
I think she needs to go on to the other one now, and one or the other way from here will get it.
Damn.
Yeah, so the trick is that whichever valve you're on, that one turns twice and the other one turns once.
Yeah, I figured that out.
So yeah, it's eventually close enough. Do you ever? Is it ever possible that it actually solves just being on one, or do you ever actually? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's possible to solve it by just turning one.
I think I've almost got it. Maybe.
I think you need to go. Hang on.
Damn it.
No, if you turn this one left. And then I think turn it left again.
And then turn the other one right.
Now go to the other one and turn it right. And I think that will do it. I think. Oh,
maybe.
Not.
It's one of those weird puzzly things, and I may cut some of this out just because we're not being super entertaining. We're just solving left-right puzzle. So
I think you want to turn it right. So turn it right twice. You need to do one of those fast-forward speed-up things.
Yeah, well, I can do those.
Ah, damn it. It's not what I meant to do.
And then it works.
No, she's not solving it on this one.
Okay.
She'll have to go to the other one.
Okay, now I think if you go to the other one.
And it's left or right.
Turn it left.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay. I swear I'm not being obtuse on purpose.
Being acute. Hooray!
Yay!
Huzzah!
Now don't accidentally turn the valve again.
Randomize.
Put the candle back!
Put the candle back!
Lily, or that young Frankenstein reference?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Still a little upset I didn't get to go see that.
Didn't get to see what?
We got tickets to... There was a Midsummer Festival, like, play thing up at Red Rock. The mountains, not the casino.
Right.
And they were doing Young Frankenstein.
Oh, I would have liked to see that too.
And, yeah, I ended up having to work that day.
Oh, bummer. I didn't even know about it. I think I'd seen an advertisement about it somewhere once, but then I just forgot about it. And now we're in the Event Horizon engine room.
Oh boy. It's it looks like a lizard. So I think the fun part of this will be
I am gonna die.
Having to do that stupid valve puzzle again if we have to.
Fast forward.
Right? Like that'll be unique. Now, the hope is that Jamie remembers that poem.
Yeah. That's a very important thing right now.
Did she do it?
Did I shoot it? Did I do it?
You did the thing.
Did the thing? Oh.
You went and got the bow and
I
arrow.
didn't die!
Hooray!
Huzzah!
As all the sirens go off.
So yes, the trick is you have to
through the roof.
You have to shoot it with the shotgun while its mouth is open.
Was it specifically the shotgun?
No, but if you do it with the handgun, you have to shoot it multiple times. I think on the easy and normal difficulty, you only have to shoot it once with the shotgun to kill it. In fact, on easy mode, you might even have been able to get away with just shooting it once with the handgun, for all I know. But you can't hurt it unless you shoot it while its mouth is open. And you have to be standing right in front of its mouth when you shoot it. And
What the hell was that?
if you don't kill it,
How the hell are you saying this?
if it gets you, it's an insta-kill. If it
That's
gets you
always
in
fun.
its mouth, it is an insta-kill.
A boiler room. It's the boiler room. The boiler room that you were in. Found a giant key.
K. Gordon key. Okay then.
So, I think we need to head to a safe place and get on going out of here.
Yep. She's,
You know, I tried to catch rain the other day. I missed.
tried to catch rain.
And she missed. Maybe it's that cop lady. Well, what's her name? Sybil?
Sybil.
Like, get over here, you fool. Well, we don't necessarily need to see Jamie going and saving, right? Like we should exit right here.
We don't need to. Where is she right now? Oh yeah, she's in the hallway.
Yep, headed
So,
right to the infirmary.
His first door is the infirmary. So we'll be heading to the church, I guess, next time on the branch.
Yeah, sounds like a place to go.